Andy, straight back to it with a Wednesday night fixture, as we said on Saturday, a little bit different from normal. How's it been the last few days?
No, it's been fine. Give the players a little bit of a day recovery again, especially with the fixture congestion we have now. It's important to get a rest. They put maximum output for me. I'll give them as much as I can back. If I can't give them monetary value, I'll give them time to spend with the families and make sure that they recover properly. They've all got the out of football, away from football running to do, so they know what they've got to do in terms of recovery. So there's got to be a trust issue from me, which I do trust them. I think they're all spot on with the application so far. So there's no issues from me as a manager. So I'll give them that bit of time. Like I said, then they've been in today, fresh, gone through some good stuff, and we get ready for Wednesday.
How much does that serve as an incentive, really, to get the result and you'd be rewarded with having some time back?
Yeah, when I was a player, it was always nice to get that back because you never get time during the season to actually sit down and just go, like a deep breath. So it's always nice to get the time to spend it with young families if you've got it, spend it with friends if you need to go and see them. So, like I said, as an ex-player, I do realise that it's important. I like to treat my players how I like to be treated. So I'll always reward them, always look after them, and as long as they do the business for us.
In terms of Boreham Wood, then it's the start of a run of games where teams have done equally as well, if not better than us so far this season. So it's going to be a really tough run.
Yeah, real tough run. I mean, people keep coming up saying after these games we'll get a gauge of where we are. Suppose it's true in one sense, um, but we're a promoted team. We've done well so far. I'm not getting carried away with the start because obviously, like I said in the interview the other day, if you get 5 losses in a row, everyone's shouting for your head. So I don't get carried away anyway. Just got to realise that our team are doing well at the moment, making sure that the same messages are going into them week in, week out. If we get the basics right, we give ourselves a chance. Give ourselves half a chance. If not, then we make it hard work for ourselves. Like I said, I've had full trust in my players so far. The way they've applied themselves, the way they've conducted themselves is a credit to them. And it's a credit to them how they're performing in front of a great crowd again. So massive thank you to the fans for their part of it.
I know it's a football cliche: never get too high when you win, never get too low when you lose. Is that something obviously you learnt in your career, but learnt at the early stages of management last year when we did so well to ride it but not get carried away?
Yeah, I think that takes a lot of learning from a young manager. I think if you saw my reaction against Brackley at the start of last season to my reaction against Tamworth this season, slightly different. A lot of people get carried away. And rightly so, I did it with my first game in my managerial career. And I'm going over giving it the way, but now you got to realise it's your job. You've got to be professional. So if people want me to go, that's not me. I'll thank you for your support, but I'm always got my eye on the next result. As soon as that whistle goes, my mind's switched to next game, and that's all I can do. Keep churning games out, keep churning performance out for my team, making sure that they're right. Thank the fans for their appreciation, but knowing that it's football's can be funny and it can change really quickly, like it did last year. So I don't get carried away now. Just keep playing, and that's the message to my players. Just keep going straight along. Little slight improvements along the way, but never get carried away.
I know we alluded to it in the second half of last season. It sounds boring, it sounds monotonous. It's just the same cycle of it's the next game, it's the next game. But that is what proved to work, isn't it? And that's how you have to carry on.
Yeah, we don't look too far ahead. I mean, people keep saying these 5 games. All I see is now is Boreham Wood. Once Boreham Wood's done, then we move on to the next one. So, yeah, there's no point in looking too far in football. We've seen already for some casualties in the National League that you can get carried away, you can get focused on other things. All you got to do is focus on that one day, and then the next game after that comes along pretty sharply. So you got to keep making sure that the players are ready, which they are. The staff are making sure the players are ready, which they're doing. I've just said on my radio today how proud I am of my staff because, like I keep saying, they're the unsung heroes in this. They're making sure the players are ready, making sure the information's given. And like I said, I'm just a big ugly one at the front. Everyone thinks they know I think everyone thinks I know what I'm doing, but only because I've got the help of people behind me.
In terms of the two teams, obviously Truro and Boreham were both teams promoted from National South. I think any one of 6 teams could have won the league on the last day. What, in your opinion, do you think Boreham would have done better this season than Truro? Because obviously they're in a much better position so far.
Yeah, I think Luke Tottenham playing really well. He's changed his style slightly. Like I said, everyone I've spoken to, when I said, "Oh, I've got Boreham Wood next, I'll get your Tinnets on," but that's far from it. They're playing some excellent football right now. They have got a long throw in their armoury from Bush at centre half. But no, they're playing some really attractive football. The way they're playing through the third, they've got some dangerous players up top, really dangerous. 1v1 players will go either way, scoring some good goals against Boston, who were the better side. So yeah, they've probably recruited better than Truro have. I mean, it's difficult for Truro because of the distance. And speaking to the manager after the game, I think that's one of the main reasons. Like he's trying to bring players in, but they've got to uproot to Truro, which is probably 2 hours away from Exeter, and it's a long travel. It's very similar in how Carlisle used to be. Everyone used to think Carlisle's a mile away, but obviously now they've got a decent budget and they're flying high in this division. But yeah, I think that's probably the reason why Truro are finding it difficult to bring players in.
I only looked at like Jake Taylor, who was on loan here a few years ago. From memory, he lives in Manchester, and you just think that is one hell of a commute just to train, even never mind play games.
Yeah, that is it. You look at it and think you've got to commit fully down there. There's no driving down there, so it's a big uproot for families. And obviously, they've just come up from the National League South, which I think they were part time that season, so they've committed to full time. So it's a big ask. Jumping from part time to full time is big because players have got to give up obviously the full time job as well.
Let's talk about the squad then. Finally, Brandon's suspension is over. It's felt like an awful long time. You've got a few selection headaches now, haven't you?
I have now, yeah. So going from making a makeshift back four, I've got probably enough for two back fours now. So JB's back, Brandon's back, Joe Starbuck's back, Boyce's back, Will's still fit, Dent's still fit. So if you look at that, we've got a lot of people coming back at right times, which is good for me because it gives me a good headache. But whether I change it, you'll see at 6:45 tomorrow. Because the back four have done really well. It's the first clean sheet of the season. Thought the others did jobs perfectly. I couldn't ask any more of them. So, yeah, it gives me, as a manager, a lot of choices. But so does up the pitch as well.
So you can even throw Keenan, that's done really well in the last 3 games at that position.
Yeah, Scales has done fantastic. It's not his natural position, but he's gone to Forest Green, dealt with a winger there. That's changed the fullback because he was getting done by Kean. Again, Truro playing wing backs. So yeah, he's done excellent there. And I know what I'm going to get from Kean. I'm going to get 100% every single day, and that's a credit to him because when he's left out of team, he wants to be in a team, and when he's in the team, he does really well. He has been unfortunate this season with the midfielders doing really well, so he's adapted and gone to a different position. So yeah, gives me food for thought for tomorrow.
And you've got a Joey Dawson, Danny Whitehall situation as well, haven't you? Regardless whether Danny's fit or not, Joey's coming and done really well.
He has, and it's just managing Joey, making sure we don't blow him out now. He's got to make sure that we recover him properly. He's had 1 game now. Well, he had 2 in a week, so we've got to be careful with that. We don't want to overload him too much and then him break down for a lot of period of time. So we've got to make sure that we look after him. So there's other players that can fill that role as well. Danny's touch and go. We'll look after Danny. Yeah, but we've got a lot of forward players now as well who are all competing. We've got Ty that's come in now as well. So any one of them can fill in that role.
I know we spoke ahead of the last game about potentially moving players out on loan or permanently and getting players in. Does that change the picture at all with bringing players in now we've got a few back, or are you still looking at that?
No, still having a look. Yeah, I think it's part of my job. Then you keep looking, always trying to improve it. But then you sit down and actually think, right now, with the players performing, where would someone jump into this team? There'll have to be an exceptional talent to put one of the players out right now because of the way they're performing. So that's the hard part of it. You go into a club higher up and telling them you want one of their players, but he'll only get in a team if one of our players loses form or is injured or suspended. So that's the difficulty in that bit. And right now, I'm happy. I'm happy with the squad. I said along, I'm proud of the players because they've adapted to this level and really excelled so far.
It's not just finding a place in the starting 11; it's upsetting potentially the chemistry that the whole group has as well.
Yeah, they're a really tight bunch, and that's what we try and encourage at this club. All the way from the owners down to the staff, to the players. We try and make it as somewhere enjoyable to work. We don't want people coming in and not being happy. We want them to be enjoyable and make sure you're playing with smiles on your faces. It's half the battle. Like I said, right now people look at as home form, and it's half the battle because they know they're in for a tough test here with the crowd backing and the players playing well. It's going to be a tough challenge for anyone coming here.
In terms of that, it's the first league game under the lights, and I know we spoke numerous times last season how special them nights were. We've had loads over the past, well, since I've been watching 20 odd years. Just hope for another one and continue that run, I guess.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit bitterly cold now as well, so hopefully there's a little chill in the air. It gets usually players running faster. So, yeah, the nights under the lights are brilliant. Adds that little bit more atmosphere, a little bit more specialness to it. So we've got two teams that are in good form at the moment, and let's hopefully it makes a good game because I believe it will. Because I think Boreham Wood are very similar to us, and they're performing really well. So it'll be who makes the least mistakes tomorrow.